Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. For those of you who are in the region of where it's already January 1st, 2019, Happy New Year. Here in the United States on the East Coast, it's not January 1st yet, but it will be in a few hours. So 2019 is gearing up to be a really big year for crypto. But of course, I want to wish you guys a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2019, and that we see, a big bull run in 2019, and we can certainly make some profits and make some money, guys. That's certainly why we're here, to make some money. Obviously, also the movement of crypto and blockchain is important too. But hey, at the end of the day, I think we would all love to see our portfolios increase and we make some money, right? So let's jump into some news here. I'm going to make this video as quick as possible because I know, New Year's coming up. People are doing different things. So first, we got news that Bakkt confirmed today that they're going to push back the launch, which was scheduled for January 24th. But they will let us know in early January how far they're pushing it back. It could be a pushback of a week, a pushback of a month, a pushback of a quarter. Now, this is not their fault. Let me give you the details. It is because here, let me read the statement. The launch had previously been set for January 24th, 2019, but it will be amended pursuant to the CFTC's process and timeline. And I tweeted about this, guys, so those of you who follow me on Twitter may have saw this. I tweeted, once again, the U.S. government's slow pace on crypto and blockchain has delayed the Bakkt launch. The launch had, like I said, previously scheduled for January 24th. So this is, again, because going back to regulatory clarity and the U.S. government moving in a timely manner. And we know they've been dragging their feet, the SEC, CFTC, and so forth. And this is why I've been tweeting, tagging Christopher Giancarlo, the CFTC, SEC, Donald Trump, because I'm trying to get the attention of these folks. So, if you want to retweet this and like it, whatever you can. But once again, this is not the Bakkt's fault. They are waiting for government approval. And like we've been talking about with even the Bitcoin ETF, right? That the SEC is dragging their feet also. Also, Ripple, for a lot of these banks to go live on XRP, to even go near XRP, because banks deal with a different set of laws than maybe payment service providers. They are waiting for regulatory clarity as well. So hopefully, we get some movement here, guys. Right now, the U.S. is going through a government shutdown, as many of you know. But hopefully that's all resolved by the end of next week, and then we can get back to normal. But let's see what happens. But like I said, this is not Bakkt's fault. And you guys know they've been working on this project for years, right? Cultivating the relationship with Starbucks and Microsoft, who are partners here with Bakkt. And they didn't just out of the blue come out over a few months and decide to create this. This has been going on for years. So they did their work, their homework, and they did what they have to do. They're just waiting for government approval. So once again, U.S. government, guys, is not helping us out here. And of course, this was reported by a bunch of the crypto blogs and so forth, but we have official word from ICE about this. Now, something that was also released today, and I think this was a bit of damage control, honestly, but it's still bullish news, guys. The CEO published a blog post, as she has often done, and they said, "We are pleased to confirm that we have completed our first round of funding of $182.5 million. Guys, that's a lot of money to be investing in a crypto company. So if you think crypto's a fad or it's going to die off, and there's probably people telling you, oh yeah, it's a fad, it's a scam, it's not real currency. Oh yeah, they're falling for the age-old trick of not doing their research and understanding what's happening here, and the big money is coming in and setting up shop. But count yourself lucky. You made it through 2018, this really, really bad bear market, and you made it through the infrastructure stage of the infrastructure being built out. And look at the capital. Look at the money that's being put behind these crypto projects. We've seen Goldman Sachs, Wall Streeters, big companies getting involved here, guys, and they're putting millions. And like I said before many times, they're not doing this for fun. They're not doing this as a hobby. They're looking to make money, and trust me, they're going to make their money. And like I said, mass marketing will be coming in 2019 as well, because if you're investing this amount of money and you have investors, you got to start making a profit, right, guys? Simple economics, simple business here. And they have to market to drive demand and getting awareness and visibility about their product. And of course, that coupled with Starbucks and so forth, you know there's going to be mass marketing with this. So the blog post goes into this. Okay. Yeah. So Kelly Loeffler, so she's the CEO Bakkt, and you know, she goes through the details about who the investors are as well. So 12 partners and investors who, she said, like us, believe in the future of digital assets. The partners and investors in the first round include Boston Consulting Group, CMT Groups, Eagle 7, Galaxy Digital, Goldfinch Partners, Allen Howard, Horizons Ventures, Intercontinental Exchange, Microsoft's venture capital arm, M12, Pantera Capital, PayU, and fintech arm of Naspers and Protocol Ventures. Some of these I haven't heard about. They are definitely venture capital firms that, you know, they have a lot of money, of course, but they don't make the big headlines. Let's see. Our work today is centered on driving institutional access for digital assets along with merchant and consumer uses. And we've already, when we're already expanding on this vision, collaborating with great companies like Starbucks in these efforts. Guys, big things are coming. We got to be patient. A lot of these people have to set up their services, but of course the government is dragging their feet. But we know these companies are knocking at their doors. We saw the lobbying that took place this year. Coinbase, Circle, Ripple, almost all the major crypto companies have been lobbying and you know, getting those Washington D.C. politicians to move forward, guys. And as you know, the CEO of Coinbase, Adam White of Coinbase, he left Coinbase and moved to Bakkt. So they that was a big move if you think about it. Coinbase is doing you know, obviously has an established brand, but he went to this. Obviously, this is going to be bigger than Coinbase. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing here. You guys can read it through yourself. But the takeaway is they're being delayed because of the CFTC, and they clearly stated in this article as well. So we got to be patient, and it's not just them. It's Bitcoin ETFs, the Bitcoin people, so to speak, also Ripple and many others. So hopefully the U.S. starts moving faster, man. Interesting, one of the investors here, Pantera Capital, even responded to what Bakkt mentioned about the funding. We're very excited to have participated in Bakkt's first round of funding. We anticipate Bakkt to emerge as a leading digital asset exchange and trusted institutional grade custodian in developing crypto market. And that's why, guys, I'm bullish, even though the prices are down, because I see what the big money is doing, and it's in front of our face here. The writing's on the wall, and I want to be on the side of the big money, guys, because I'm looking to make some money here. Now, moving ahead, Bitcoin's next halving rally coming soon in 2019. So this could be a catalyst. So let me give you a breakdown of what this is. 2012 and 2016, what do they both have in common? Bitcoin underwent what is referred to as the halving, where the yearly Bitcoin inflation was algorithmically reduced by 50%. This is part of Bitcoin's deflationary monetary policy and why Austrian economists refer to Bitcoin as hard money. If you look at the Bitcoin price chart, you will notice that these 2 years have one more thing in common. The Bitcoin price increased significantly the year leading up to the halving. Furthermore, the rally leading up to the halving was in both cases followed by a brutal parabolic move just a weeks after the halving. With the next Bitcoin halving expected to happen in May 2020, the time has come for investors to start paying attention to this pattern. Historically, the halving starts getting priced in approximately 1 year before it happens, which would result in Bitcoin bottoming out in early 2019, followed by a rally starting in May 2019. So this is interesting, guys. It means it's going to be obviously, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Bitcoin being produced, or the amount, right, generated, is decreased. So right away you have the deflationary aspect, the rarity aspect, right? It's going to be harder in a sense to get more Bitcoin. So this could be a catalyst, and it's going to happen this year. And this could be why a lot of these big players are getting ready to launch early 2019 before this halving starts taking place. And of course, we know the prices have been bottoming out now. Some people are saying it could go lower. Let's see. But this could be a catalyst as well, guys. So that's what I'm saying. 2019 is gearing up to be a big year. Now, can I predict when the next bull run is going to start? No, no one can. Sure, we can try to make some educated guesses based on, for example, it says May 2019 when that's going to take place. Could it happen around there or before? Sure. But I hope you guys understand when myself or someone else says, you know, we could potentially see something then. We're not setting that in stone or saying that with 100% certainty. We could be wrong. I could be wrong. So I hope you understand that, because I do see some people who are new to the market. They leave comments like, you said it was going to happen then. But yeah, but did you listen to what I said in conjunction with that? I said I could be wrong, and you know, no one can predict with 100% certainty. But we base looking at the facts, right? We can try to make some predictions. So let's see. But there's a lot. I mean, and in just this significant item here for Bitcoin is you know, it's going to be big. Now, there was an interesting article about Fidelity's. It says, Fidelity's man, can Tom Jessop bridge crypto and Wall Street for good? Now, what do we have happen this past year in the infrastructure stage? Fidelity said, we're getting into the crypto market. They launched Fidelity Digital Assets. We'll be offering crypto trading and custody service, guys. And this is just a very interesting article. And let me give you some details. Everyone in cryptocurrency has a story about the time they went down the proverbial rabbit hole. Tom Jessop's takes place in his kitchen. It was around 2013 or 2014 when Jessop, then a managing director at Goldman Sachs, with 2 decades of Wall Street experience, became enthralled with Bitcoin, at the time an obscure topic in financial circles. Excuse me. Here's a quote. The idea of this scarce asset, this future digital money, cryptographic trust replacing institutional trust, all these things I thought were interesting. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing here, but essentially it's talking about, obviously, this guy's background. He's with Fidelity, and they're going to launch a service and bringing in the rest of Wall Street, bridging the gap, right? And we're already seeing that gap being bridged when you have ICE, NASDAQ going to launch Bitcoin futures, Fidelity. So the bridge is being built. There's a connection, but it's not, you know, fully built out. I think when we start seeing like guys like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley get involved, then you can say, yeah, that bridge is completely built. So I hope you, like I said, see the writing on the wall here. And that's why I'm excited, even though, you know, the prices are down. Sure, I want the prices to be up, guys. I was hoping for a bull run at the end of the year, but as I stated, when earlier in the year, when I personally said we could see something by the end, because of Bakkt's launch in November. But Bakkt's launch got pushed back. Things happen, things change, but we at least try to base on the facts that we have at the time. So I hope you guys grasp that. Also, there was an interesting article about the XRP community being really great about, and this is being highlighted on CoinDesk, because it's stomping out FUD, and they said the XRP army is winning crypto's hashtag war. And this is great because you know, one of the things I like, the people who I noticed who were involved in XRP, and don't get me wrong, there is a subset of people who have these riddles and conspiracy theories, but in the majority are well-educated, well-versed in business and crypto and so forth. They understand what's going on, and they are able to fight the FUD that, you know, a lot of Bitcoin maximalists and different coin groups try to put out, right, against XRP and Ripple. And I think, you know, a lot of the other crypto folks are jealous of the partnerships and the things that are happening. A lot of them have religious feelings about Bitcoin. You know, I even see like major crypto YouTubers who I've seen tweets from them. They get angry. They're like, oh, Ripple's this. And then if you buy Ripple, you support the banks. And I go back to, you know, what I've talked about before, guys. If you're not going to get rid of banks. And at the end of the day, the problem is not banks, because banks inherently are not evil or whatever. They were created for a purpose. And the fact that you're living in a house, or you have a car, or your parents have a car or live in a house, is because of a bank. They were able to get financing, unless they were super wealthy and they bought their house cash, right? Or they bought their car cash. But look, 95% of the world is they have to get financing. I have to get financing to buy my apartment, buy my car, right? Many of you as well. So where did you go to get that financing? A bank. So banks are not inherently bad, and obviously the fact that you can put your money in a bank, earn interest and so forth, rather than keep it at home, you guys understand that concept. I don't think I need to explain that. But to say you're trying to destroy banks or something is like you have a hard-on for anarchy. And if you're really an anarchist, maybe you should be a true believer and look at Fight Club, look at the movie Fight Club, and look at Project Mayhem. That is a true believer in, if you want to take down the banks, so to speak. Obviously, I'm not for that, but I'm just saying, just trying to call out just the nonsense that these people go around saying, oh, yeah, you're for the banks if you buy XRP. No, XRP, you can still use Bitcoin. XRP is just solving a real world problem. If you really want to, you know, overtake XRP, well, why don't you stop dragging your feet and stop infighting and stop the nonsense and actually get Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, and then maybe banks will use you because you wouldn't be slow and expensive. And also, you know, maybe you get to a point where China isn't controlling the majority of the hash rate. So, I just don't get these people sometimes. Logic and reason escapes them. It's an emotional thing for them, and a religious thing for them. Like, how dare you buy XRP? You support the banks. I'm not supporting anybody. I'm investing in an asset that I'm looking to make money off of. And like I said, and I've talked about before, who do you think owns a majority of Bitcoin now? Yeah, institutional investors. And in that group of institutional investors involves who? Banks. What have we been talking about? Bank of America getting patents and so forth. They are buying over the counter. So the same people are saying you're supporting it. Your asset Bitcoin is being bought by banks now to make it. It's going to become legitimized, where it's going to be, you know, being bet on and so forth. So, like I said, guys, you really, logic and reasoning and facts are so important. Don't use your emotions here. And I'm just saying this because I saw a tweet once again. I'm not going to call out the YouTuber, but it was just nonsense. And like I said, it's related to this article because there's a lot of FUD being spread. And the XRP community has done a great job in calling them out, in exposing the hypocrites, and making sure that we put the facts out and not just what some fudster or some random person says. And if you notice, guys, anytime you're in you see these fudsters, they only say like bank coin, shit coin, this coin, that coin. They don't actually present facts. You just look at that. They're just gonna be like, yeah, it's a shit coin. Oh, it's a bank. It's an inside job. Yeah, tinfoil hat, inside job, right? But no actual facts, no actual substance, and if it's almost not worth it getting into a conversation with them. So, look, I'm all about facts, logic, and reasoning. Crypto is a new asset class, and these same people who want the price of Bitcoin to go up and are saying, oh yeah, we hate banks. But banks are going to be part of the institutional crowd that's going to drive the price up. And trust me, when the price goes up, a lot of them are going to cash out. They're not going to be true believers. And like I said, if they were real anarchists against the banks and government, yeah, then if you have the balls, go and do what Tyler Durden did in Fight Club, right? Project Mayhem. I know that's a weird example, but those of you who've seen Fight Club know what I'm talking about. But that's it, guys. That's it. I'm not going to let... you know, fudsters ruin my new year, because we got big things coming up. And even though the government's dragging their feet, this is way better than what it was 2 years ago. Like I said, I got in late 2016, and man, we didn't have news like this. I mean, this is huge, guys. Look how much money they've raised. I mean, that alone speaks to what's coming. Near $200 million. That's a lot of money for a crypto company, project, or whatever you want to call it, right? That's a lot, guys. So big things are ahead. Like I said, Happy New Year. Wishing you guys a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. Go spend some time with your family. I may not make a video tomorrow because it's New Year's. I'll spend time with my family and friends. So just keep holding strong, guys. Obviously not financial or investment advice, but the writing's on the wall as to what's coming. And let's keep holding strong. And I'll talk to you guys maybe in a couple days. Like I said, I'll take tomorrow off. So if you like this video, thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And guys, I will talk to you all later.